at the time of recording, Mecha Break has already been released. I'm planning to play Mecha Break this weekend, if not the day of me posting this video. So we'll see what happens. If I have time to play it, great. If not, then I'll be playing it during 4th of July weekend. Let's get into it because I want to see if what they say during this interview shows up at all.
Hello.
Hey players, what's up? I'm Chris, the producer of Mecha Break. Long time no see. Yeah, the last time we met was after the test wrapped up in March. It's crazy how fast time flies. Last month felt like it dragged on forever, but today I want
to get that game mat, by the way. That right there looks like the Falcon mousepad mat that you can get with the collector's bundle.
to take this chance to chat with you all through this stream and give you an update on what we've been up to over the past 3 months. As you can see, this isn't some fancy live stream setup. I'm literally streaming from my desk in the office. So maybe this gives you a pretty authentic peek into our development environment, right? It's 7 p.m. now, and I'm here to share a few things with you. First, I'll talk about the adjustments and changes we've made over the past 3 months. And at the end, I'll also drop some exciting sneak peeks.
What I'm hoping for is that I have a 10 keyless with a mouse attachment for my current keyboard. I will have to unfurl either one of my old keyboards or get a new one for like 10 20 bucks at like at the store, because it requires the F keys for some of the weapons, and if I can't remap my keyboard, then it might be just easier to pay 10 15 bucks for a new keyboard that's like USB, and then just press those, because when I played it back in March, I don't know if the stream is up, but there was additional weapons on the F1, 2, and 1 through 4 had weapons that I couldn't access because of like my keyboard setup. So hopefully when I play tomorrow or this weekend, I can have access to using those tools.
But you might be wondering, why am I streaming with this kind of setup? The main reason is that I wanted to give you a real hands-on demo of the current version. So I've got the latest build of the game. Of course, it's not the final version, but it'll give you a good look at where we're at right now. Alright, let's jump right in and take a tour of this build. This way, you can see exactly what changes we've made. Also, I want to take a moment to thank all of you. During the February to March testing period, we received a ton of feedback from players all over the world. We're so grateful for all the thoughtful suggestions you shared with us. Honestly, just organizing all that feedback was a huge task in itself. It took us a long time to sort through everything, and we worked closely with the dev team to come up with a lot of adjustment plans. The most common feedback we received was about strikers being too intensive. It just takes too long to progress. I can see how eager everyone is, and I even noticed someone in the chat just now saying they can't wait to use Panther to elbow some opponents. Another major piece of feedback we received involved the prestige system. Many of you noticed someone in the chat just now progress. I can see how eager team to come up with a lot of adjustment plans. The most common feedback we received was about strikers being too intensive.
Too intensive. What does that mean? When I think of too intensive, like it forces players into a metagame to where if you're not running these mechs, then you're not going to win games. When the ultimate goal is that the whole point of getting into a mech is to jump into your favorite mech and have fun. And that's what the intention should be for most people who are playing the game. Otherwise, there are often times where people are like min-maxing their experience by going into the perfect builds to play these perfect games, and that doesn't always happen.
It just takes too long to progress. I can see how eager everyone is, and I even noticed someone in the chat just now saying they can't wait to use Panther to elbow some opponents. Another major piece of feedback we received involved the prestige system. Many of you mentioned that it's frustrating to not have all the systems unlocked right after entering the game. It also made it difficult to bring friends in and immediately jump into the core gameplay together. Another common issue involved modifications affecting the balance in 6v6 6 and 3v3 matches. Of course, there were other concerns like charging for character customization and plenty of other feedback.
But that's the thing, like, why are you complaining about the price for what is it? Aesthetics for skins. These don't affect the game. Sure, if you put a paywall behind certain mechs, that affects the game. But if you're upset about cosmetics, you're complaining about the wrong product. You're complaining about the wrong mechanic of a game.
I'm just highlighting a few of the most frequently mentioned points here. So today, using this current game version, I'll walk you through exactly what adjustments we've made. And yes, there will be a sneak peek at some new content as well. Yeah, it was a tough decision. We debated for a long time about whether to reveal any new content, but we'll have a little sneak peek today. So make sure to stick around until the end, as I'll save the new content for the later part of the stream. Just a heads up, there won't be too much new content revealed.
Okay.
Just a small preview. We're planning to set aside a separate session on June 23rd for a deep dive into all the new content in detail. That said, the adjustments alone are already pretty extensive, so today I'll walk you through them one by one. We'll take a deep dive and explore all the changes we've made. Of course, I'll also show you how these adjustments tie into the existing gameplay and mechanics. As for the new content, I'll give you a quick look at some of it today. Sound good? All right. Let's switch over to my screen.
All right.
Director, can we cut to the game? All right, here we go. You can see our login screen, and I'm going to jump straight into the game. By the way, there's a little intro animation at the start, but I've skipped it since I'm sure most of you are already familiar with it.
Ooh.
So I've entered my code name. Wait, looks like it's already taken. Let me try another one. Is this one restricted too? Okay, this should work now. Once confirmed, we're back to the familiar login screen. The character selection here is still mostly the same as before, but we've made a few adjustments to the character designs.
Okay.
As always, everything here is fully customizable and free to modify. And for each character, we've added more parameter options. As you can see, there are tons of detailed adjustments you can make just to the face alone.
Okay, so there is a demographic of people who care about the 2-3 hours it takes to create their character. That shouldn't be the reason for people to be upset about the gameplay alone, because the way your persona looks does not affect how the game is played. You can customize your character all you want, but the right hairstyle, the right eyes, the right body composition doesn't give you a +1/+1 to your attack or defense. It doesn't affect the game.
So for now, I'll just randomly tweak a few settings. So every single point can be adjusted with a lot of detail. This part hasn't changed at all. Once we're in the game, I'll show you more about this, especially how character customization is completely free. I don't want to waste too much time here, so I'll just go ahead and confirm this profile for now. All right. Here we are. This is a brand new interface.
Okay.
As you can see it, it's very clear that we've added a new recruit interface. This gives a quick introduction to the new recruit setup. There's also a checkbox here. You can choose whether to go through this mode or skip it altogether. For those of you who've played before, you can completely bypass this stage and go straight into veteran mode, where all mechs are unlocked and there are no restrictions. Let's take a quick look at this. Rookie or veteran mode. As a veteran, I've gone through the new player tutorial countless times already.
Yeah, like, so this is gonna be very good for the beta testers that are coming in for the very first time. Like, for the beta testers in the past year can go through this, which is really good, and people want everything unlocked as promised. But I think in the other one, you have to go through so many so many like hoops to jump over just to get to all 16 characters being unlocked. So I'm wondering if when I play it, will I do the beginners because it's been a long time since I last played, or go into here? I won't know it until it actually
Of course,
happens.
skipping it is totally fine. Even if you're a new player
Skipping
but
is
want
fine.
to jump straight into the action, that's no problem at all. The earlier tutorial content can always be revisited later. Let's deploy. After
Okay.
deploying, there's a brief introduction to the story's background, but we'll skip that part for now and jump straight in. You can long press to skip this section, and then we'll enter the next interface. As you can see here, we're no longer giving credits. Everything is rewarded as mission tokens instead. Let me go
Mission
through this
tokens.
step by step. First, we've already addressed the feedback from many of you about whether you can directly jump into the game. For those who don't want to play through the early tutorial stages, the answer is yes, you can skip it. As you just saw in this mode, let's take another look here. Once you're in with a brand new account, you'll see that all the mechs are ready. This means you don't need to go through any unlocking process.
Okay.
You can select any mech and use it right away.
That's really cool. So it removes a barrier of entry for people who just want to skip it, who already know what they want, or they don't want to spend time mashing the game. They just want to experience it. So that's really cool. The fact that they removed a barrier of entry, very good.
And if you don't feel like watching the animations, you can simply long press to skip them, making the process super quick and straightforward. Of course, if you think the animations are cool, you can always
they are
rewatch
pretty
them
cool.
anytime. So just now, I addressed the second question. Players can choose to skip the tutorial and directly jump into the game. Plus, all 12 strikers are fully unlocked for free. No grinding, no currency required. You can simply select and use them right away. If you don't feel like watching the process, that's fine too. Just long press the spacebar to skip it. As you can see, I won't go through the process of unlocking all the mechs one by one. Instead, I'll provide a quick overview for everyone. Again, just long press the spacebar to quickly unlock. Next, I might need to switch to a different account with specific stats, so I can show you all some additional details. Of course, there's no issue here, as everything is already accessible.
That's really good.
For example, when I click on the tactical station, all modes like Moshmok, 3v3, and 6v6 are fully unlocked. Let me show you just a tiny bit of new content. Just a little, really. Alright, let's take a quick look. Huh? What's this? What's this? This looks like some new stuff, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it actually is. Well, that's it. I'm switching accounts now. No more sneak peeks for you. Right. The reason I showed this was to address the third question. All systems are fully unlocked, and all the strikers are completely free.
All fully
no grinding
unlocked.
required.
Completely
You can
free.
just click to access them.
That's really good because, like, again, there will be people who are complaining. How long will it take me? 4 hours? Will it take me 7 hours? Will it take me 40 hours to get to the good part? No, you can skip the tutorial to get to the good parts, to get to the mechs, to get to the content, instead of the paywall that is the time it takes to go through the beginner mode. The new recruit
tutorial
mode.
mode can be skipped entirely. Alright, I'm switching to a new account now.
This is really good. This is a good showcase.
This is a pre-configured account, all set and ready to go. So here's a question. Since the systems no longer need to be unlocked, what about the achievement points we saw earlier? Well, we've turned that into something called achievement points. So, what exactly are achievement points? Actually, once we click in, you'll see that achievement points are used to activate your profile card display. So, what's a profile card display? Let me explain, especially for those of you who might be new here. As you can see, this is your pilot report. By default, it comes with some preset configurations, but of course, you can customize what's displayed on your card. Let me share a little sneak peek of something new. We've added a lot more stats and data tracking to the profile card. As you can see here, for our Operation Verge mode, we've included a ton of efficiency-related stats. For example, things like focus fire efficiency, damage taken, and repair contribution. These new stats are designed to help you improve your combat performance by giving you detailed insights into your training and battle data, including areas where you might need improvement. In each of these tabs, you'll find a wide range of detailed combat stats. In the future, once we roll out squad mode, there will be even more squad-based features and modes to explore. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Going back to what we were discussing earlier, achievement points. What are they used for? Achievement points are primarily used to unlock display features.
Okay, so cosmetics again.
They're purely for upgrading and customizing your profile display.
Again, so like addressing cosmetics. That's important for people.
Let's talk about the display then. First, for example, I want to display an insignia. But if I want to display a second insignia, I can't do it right now, right? In this case, I'll need to unlock an additional slot. For 100 achievement points, I can unlock the second slot. And for 200 achievement points, I can unlock the third slot. The more achievements you complete or achievement points you earn, the more content you can showcase on your pilot report. Here's the fun part. There are plenty of unique and quirky stats to display. Stats are divided into two categories. Career stats, which track your overall account progress. These cumulative stats record everything you've accomplished across multiple seasons. The other category is seasonal stats, which are tied to your performance in a specific season. For example, you can display things like your triple kills, how many times you've been the SVP, or your kill-to-death ratio. If you want to showcase something like your kill-to-death ratio, you can simply unlock it. Once you've purchased it, you can replace an existing stat with it. As long as you have enough achievement points, you can unlock and showcase all these stats. And don't worry, you'll definitely have enough points to unlock everything over time. There are plenty of achievements you can showcase across.
And again, that's really important for people if they want to display their achievements, because this is just still talking about cosmetics alone. And one of the cosmetics being showing people what you got, showing people what's achievements you can accomplish.
Cumulative ranking. If I've already made it onto the leaderboard, I can choose to display my rank here. This addresses our fourth question, which is what changes have been made to achievements. We've completely removed the old achievement activation system. Now achievement points are solely used for your pilot report display. They have nothing to do with appearances or other features, just your report. For example, you can use them to unlock and display insignia on your pilot report, or activate specific entries that you want to showcase. Wait, looks like I just got 2 friend requests. What's going on here? Next, let's talk about another hot topic that many of you were very curious about last time, the mods updates. As you can see here.
That's right. During the last beta testing, we were able to go into the model work to get modifications added increased performances on certain aspects of the gameplay. That's really cool.
Here, everything is much clearer now. In the Striker Bay, we've divided it into sections like lobby, weaponry, and striker design.
Okay, because people want to show off what they can do.
You can also freely switch between pilots here. Don't worry. I'll switch back to my own now. Has anyone noticed if something's missing here? What's missing here is the mod system. Mods are no longer active in this section. Let me quickly introduce the pilot system. Players may start off with either a male or a female pilot by default, but you can unlock and switch to the other pilot if you'd like. Both pilots can operate all mechs.
What I hope they address is that, does the character you have affect the gameplay? Like, does one character give you a boost in certain like damage outputs or control outputs and so forth? So do the characters that you buy have a major impact in the stats of the mech you pilot?
Where were we? Oh, that's right, mods. So, where are the mods now? They've been moved to a different section. Mods are located in Moshmok now. See, right here. The reason for this change is that mods only apply to Moshmok. Since this mode has
mods only apply to Moshmok. Okay, so that also means that if you go into a 3v3, 6v6, these mods don't affect that particular like gameplay, but it affects this game loop that is called Moshmok.
Going on, I'll explain it more in detail later. For now, you can see that the mod interface is exactly the same as before. However, as I mentioned, mods are exclusive to Moshmok now, and there's also a new ranking system for them. I'll cover
that. Also means that if you don't want to do Moshmok, you don't have to interact with it. You can just simply interact with the 3v3, 6v6 gameplay, and that's all. If that's all you want to play, then then you get to only play that. But if you play Moshmock, then that means that the time you invest in here is strictly a part of this only. So it doesn't force you to pad out gameplay to where, oh, why are you performing better than I can? What? You have mods? I have to now grind Moshmock just so that I can play 3v3 6v6. That takes the stress out of the game. That's cool.
That later when we talk about Moshmock. So from now on, mods won't be effective in 6v6 and 3v3. They'll only apply in Moshmock. Now let's move on to addressing the fifth question. Next, let me introduce Moshmock. As mentioned earlier, mods are now only effective in Moshmock, and there's been a major change to this mode, which you can already see in the interface. The biggest change? The removal of all progression systems in Moshmock, including the ability to configure airdrop contents. Remember?
That's also really good because, again, like, they're removing barriers of entry, and no one likes it better. Nothing helps a game more than providing more reasons to play without restrictions.
The beam autocannon, a total nightmare, right? While we've made balance adjustments, the biggest issue was how unfair maxing out something like the beam autocannon was for new players.
Really?
So in Moshmock, we've implemented two key restrictions. If you take a closer look at the interface, you'll probably spot them there as well. First, anything you bring into Moshmock can now drop, including mods and weapons. Second, weapons no longer require upgrades, which means that once you acquire a weapon in Moshmock, you can use it immediately. Not only that, anything you bring out of Moshmock can also be used elsewhere. If you use items and get shot down, they'll be destroyed. Anything
Elsewhere doesn't mean So wait, does that mean the weapons you find in here affect other parts of the game?
you're carrying, even unused items can be looted. There's no progression or accumulation in Moshmock anymore. Even mods can be lost. Now, on to the second point. The Moshmock interface is divided into free-for-all and co-op modes, each featuring 3 difficulty levels: normal, hard, and extreme.
That's really good, because like, if you don't want to play with other people, you can do it solo. Otherwise, it's equally fun. It provides... That's good.
Extreme, you'll notice something interesting. But first, let's go back to normal. Here, you'll see the combat readiness cap, which prevents over-preparing and bullying lower-level players. If your setup is too strong, you won't be allowed to enter normal.
Okay, cool.
Once your combat readiness score exceeds the normal limit, you'll be forced to move up to hard.
Oh, that's really cool. So it keeps people from cheesing the gameplay. I like that.
However, Extreme has no cap, allowing any loadout. Unlike traditional modes, this system works in reverse. Instead of needing a minimum score to unlock higher difficulties, it prevents stronger players from entering lower difficulties, ensuring fair play. These weapons are too strong for normal mode. That's why players use normal to run with just a knife, what we call a bare bones mech, starting with nothing and scavenging all your gear. Now, let's...
You know, that's actually kind of a fun gameplay. Bare bones. The breakdown of that would be you only go in there with a knife, and then that frees up equipment spots for things you loot. That's really cool.
Let's check out hard and challenge modes, each with unique Moshmock features. Higher difficulty means tougher enemies, but better loot. In Extreme, a finisher guarantees all your mods drop. In Normal, there's a 30% chance to drop one, but at least one always drops.
注意是会30%掉一个改件哈，100%也是掉一个改件，这个大家听明白了啊？对，所以说这边来讲的话呢，不同模式最重要的来讲的话，除了强度之外，还有策略点。
difficulty and the number of extraction points. In normal, there are 5 extraction points. Hard mode has 3, and challenge mode only 2. Additionally, in Moshmock, besides state missions, each match includes a bonus mission. Take a look here. See?
每一局来讲的话呢，我们都会给一个辅助任务。对，大家可以看这边来讲的话，哎，那以前的信用币拿来干嘛呢？信用币来讲的话呢，
So what's the purpose of the old credit points? They can now only be used to purchase items in Moshmock. For example, you can use them to buy an airdrop crate. Let me show you how to configure an airdrop.
So that means certain currencies are restricted to certain parts of the game. That's good.
Inventory is fully loaded, thanks to my team for setting it up. This is the airdrop interface, which you access by pressing the F key.
Okay.
Some of you might be wondering if I'll showcase Moshmock today. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, I won't be showing it.
Yeah, because like a Moshmock match can go as slow as 15 minutes, sometimes as 30 minutes. That was my experience during the beta.
But stick around. I've got a little surprise for you, a sneak peek at some new content. But first, let's check out Moshmock. Each slot can be configured individually. Take the fully loaded glider, for example. If you equip a glider like that, you won't be able to enter normal, and in some cases, it's so powerful that you can't even access hard. You'll be restricted to extreme only. Moving on, let me configure something real quick. Here I've got an empty loadout, nothing equipped at all. Let's say I want to configure something. If I decide to bring only the best gear, leaving everything else behind, let's see how that works. With this setup, your combat readiness score is already over 20,000. Since hard is capped at 6,000, this setup exceeds the limit. You can only enter extreme. For reference, normal has a cap of 2,000, so the system prevents stronger players from bullying lower level ones.
That's really
to join
good.
lower mode, you'll need to remove some gear. Now, let's see how to adjust this. Using the weapon airdrop, you can configure your loadout with different weapons. These don't require upgrades. Everything you use is picked up directly in-game. Once you pick up a weapon, you can take it with you. But if you're defeated, you'll lose it. So evaluate the risks carefully.
Okay, so you lose
Some
it if you
bosses are
die.
incredibly tough, so plan accordingly.
Okay.
Now, let me equip a few weapons and check my combat readiness score. And don't forget, equip ammo too. As you can see, my combat readiness is over 17,000. These two weapons are incredibly powerful, so there's still no way for me to join lower modes and weaker players. As a result, I can only create a match in extreme. Alright, so you might be wondering, why risk taking such powerful weapons out there? The reason is simple. The bosses are insanely tough. Let me show you a video. It's packed with action and is about to hit another big climax.
Oh wait, that's a boss. Huh. Oh wait, that's a platform you can fight on? Okay. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this boss. Oh. Oh. I misunderstood. I
packed
didn't.
With action
Hold on.
and is about to hit another big climax.
Okay. There's the Alex with the backpack. There's a platform you can stand on to fight. Ah. Transam. Oh my god, and the big boy, the whirligig. Oh god. So dope. Oh my god. Jeez, that's what you can do with other bosses. That's a boss? Oh my god. And like also like there's a because this alone has a different layout to where it doesn't access like the this is Mollymach? This is not Mollymach, no. Okay, okay. Oh, there's that boss. Right. That was from the trailer. I wonder if you're locked to a specific mech fighting this guy. Oh, but there's a platform to make the fight easier. Okay. That's really cool. Oh god. Transam everything. Oh, that boss. Oh my god. Partner. 623. I'm so excited to play it during the weekend.
How about this? We'll go through it again. Director, please focus the camera back on my screen so I can walk everyone through it step by step, pausing occasionally to share more details. To start, we can see Makalu here. There's nothing too surprising about this. Just now, we also noticed a shield parry, right? But the shield parry actually was performed by Skyraider. Now, there's something special about the Skyraider. It's equipped with a glider. This glider enables a melee slash attack. Yes, it's a melee glider.
Melee
Once you finish watching
glider?
this video, you'll notice that our weapon system has expanded significantly.
Okay,
It's the
there's a
one
hammer.
Lumine uses.
Oh, what? Okay.
Additionally, we've made some adjustments to Constantine.
That is a glider. Oh my god. Oh, there's so much going on.
Power suppression type vehicle.
ADHD like to the
And
max.
here's our new boss, Hellcat.
Hellcat? I don't think I got a chance to fight a boss like this in the beta.
If you look closely, Hellcat also is equipped with a glider. Everyone can replay the footage and watch it slowly. Now, let's close this for now. Let me think. Is there anything about Moshma that I haven't covered? I think I've pretty much introduced everything.
That's really good, because so you're telling me I missed out on bosses from the last beta. Okay, that's on me.
Weapons. You can configure them however you like. Additionally, we've also added more player options. All of these items can still be crafted, but since there's no progression system anymore, it's no longer a matter of once you've leveled up, you're set for life. Instead, you'll need to bring parts out from within the game to use them. If you lose them or they're destroyed, they'll be gone for good. Exactly. So there's no accumulation in this system. Let me check. Moshmuck is right here, and the video has finished playing. Next, let me take you through and show you something else. Yes, I can go over the gliders. Now let's head over to the inventory. In the inventory, we can select a glider. Gliders, by the way, are one-time use. They don't have an upgrade system. It means that every time you want to use one, you'll need to gather parts and assemble it first. For example, here's one that's already assembled. On the other hand, this one is still unfinished, and an unfinished glider cannot be deployed. Once you've gathered the necessary parts, you can click Use to assemble the glider. Then in the interface, you can finish putting it together. For instance, these three are fully assembled, while the others are still incomplete. Next, any glider that's unfinished cannot be deployed, so I can choose a specific direction to work on. For instance, there are 3, 4, or even 5 directions to choose from when assembling a glider. These include roles like repair-focused, mid-range suppression-focused, or sniper-focused gliders. For example, if you assemble a glider as a sniper, using an entire sniper kit, its health will be lower compared to other configurations.
Okay.
Exactly. If you configure it for melee combat, its health will be higher, and so on. Will gliders break? Yes. Gliders have their own individual health bar, as mentioned earlier. This means that if you bring one out intact, it's fully repaired for the next round.
Okay, that's
But if
good.
it's destroyed, sorry, it's gone for good.
It's
Moving
gone
on.
for good, so we have to have. So that means we have to. What we have to grind now is for supplies. So in the event that our glider gets destroyed, then we have to build a new one. That makes a lot of sense.
Adjustments and renovations to the hangar, addressing many of the issues raised by players in the past. For example, some players ask, what if I want to get a closer look at my mecha? How do I do that? Let me show you this from 2 perspectives. First, let's talk about the boarding bridge.
That's really cool.
It was already there before. However, we've added a new feature to the boarding bridge. As you can see, there's now an option to control the boarding bridge. When I
that's
select
real
to interact
cool.
with the boarding bridge, the elevator controls are handed over to the player. See that? I can move up just like
really
controlling
cool.
a striker by pressing space, and I can move down by holding Alt. I can also move left and right, allowing me to find my favorite angle for taking photos. Of course, when you're done, you can exit control mode by pressing G. For example, once I found the perfect pose and I just want to take a photo, no problem. Simply press
Hell
P.
yeah.
And in this mode, you can freely capture a photo. Set up a cool pose, and if I want to retract the boarding bridge, I just press F. This allows me to retract the boarding bridge and reset it whenever I want. So, the boarding bridge gives players the freedom to control the angles and make adjustments for taking photos. In the hangar, we've also added many new rooms. For example, there's now a med bay near the boarding bridge. Isn't that realistic? Take your time to explore.
I will explore this so much this weekend.
I'll give you a quick tour. We've also included rooms like the pilot waiting lounge for deployments and a changing room.
Ooh.
Let's
New players,
continue
new
and take a
characters.
look around. Alright, now I'm getting ready to head down to the first floor.
This
Over
is really
here,
cool.
there
This
should be a
is 10 out of
technical
10.
planning room.
It's real
Yes,
good.
this is a training pod.
好，先带大家去1楼吧。对，
Let's head to the first floor now.
And this is definitely for people who want to just experience this, because I thought this would have been a lobby for
Some players
multiplayer.
might ask,
But-
why are we adding so many features? In the future, your base will be a place where you can invite your friends to come and visit. Additional
What's up? Yeah, baby.
You need to look at this squirrel. It's a baby. Look at the squirrel. Oh my god. I want one.
That's so.
It's so baby.
It's the eyes.
It's so baby.
What attracts you to the baby?
Oh, it's so fluffy.
What's the first thing you see?
I see the eyeballs.
The eyeballs.
I don't care if I show the tears and
will support base remodeling,
It's so
meaning
good.
you'll be able to completely change the environment to suit your preferences. In the past, this area was inaccessible, but now you can go right up to the feet of the Mecha and take a closer look at its details. Even
I'm
the
aware.
underside of the feet is packed with intricate details.
Yes.
带大家去一些可能
We must
Take
go to
everyone
Japan
to
and
some
see the
places that you might
squirrel.
rarely visit or have
大家
never been
看到
to
我们
before.
马泽马克所有
It's
的
pretty
这个
interesting.
带出来的战
Just
利品
now,
收
you
集
saw
的
the
嘛，
marshmallow
然后
and all the
我们
loot we
带
brought back,
Here.
right? Let me
大
show
家
you
还记得
something
刚刚
else.
那个装满了加特林
Do
的
you
签字
still
夹
remember
吧
that deck filled with Gatling guns?
Oh
是
yeah.
要坐小火车的，因为
This area actually requires a small train to get
我看
around
弹幕说要
because
多
our
点互动，
hangar
没问题，
is
待会儿带大
really
家看一
massive.
下。
I saw some comments
互动内
asking
容
for more interactive
首先来
features.
讲，大家可以看到这里我们有一
No
个
problem.
大
In a
的
bit,
机库
I'll
平
show
台
you some of the
那这个机库
interactive
平台来讲
features
的
we've
话，是
added.
你的背
First,
包里面
as you can
和拉
see
库里
here,
面有
we have a large
有的
hangar
你
platform.
的仓库
On
里面
this
有的都
platform,
会
you'll find items from
有
your
一些
cargo
在这显
space,
示出来，因
hangar,
为
and
如果你有很
inventory
多载
displayed
具呢，
here.
我也没办法全
If you
部
have a
显示，
lot
所
of
以说
gliders, it's
最强最
impossible
帅
to
的一个
display
被
them
这儿
all.
显示出来。
So the strongest
钻
and
头再
coolest
看一
one
下
will be
机
showcased
甲
here.
中的所有你
Take a
收
look
集
at the
到
weapons you've
Oh
got
my
in the
God,
Mecha.
so
They're
many
all
weapons.
displayed here as well. These weapons can
要不
also be
可
custom
以
painted.
那我回去一下吧。
Yes. Look at the baby. Adorable. It's a baby.
Should I head back to demonstrate this?
结束一下，然后
Let me head back to wrap
Okay.
things up
没事
and
得
explain
带
why.
大家去看
It's because there's still so
因为
much
在
to show you.
马泽马克里面我们有很多东西，
There are a lot
真
of
的有
fun
很多
features in
很好玩
Mosh
的
Mug.
东西。对，这里每一把武器来讲的话，玩家是都是可以
Every
去
weapon here can be
做这个
customized and
这个
painted
调
by
整
the
和分析
players.
处理的。对，对，可以补充弹药。对
You can
大
even
家可以看
refill
刚刚你
ammunition.
这个载具的滑板就
As you
在
can see, the
就是
glider
都
we
是
just
左键
made
击
is
锁的。
right here.
对
What you see is what you get.
Mm. But the glider, though.
后来大家看一下对应的涂
Next,
装，
take a look at the custom paint jobs.
你的每一把武器的漆面
The paint on each of your weapons can be adjusted however you like.
高点重火力的改一改，
Add some heavy firepower, make a few
就让
tweaks.
烧。
Oh,
蓝紫
flamboyant. A macho purple.
好，我们再回到这个
All right, let's get back to
有一把
this.
枪，放下了，刚才在这显示，对，很多，然后这里还分好几层，所以说。
This area is also
另
divided
外再跟
into
大家去
multiple
做一个小
levels,
小的爆
so
料吧
there's plenty
就
to
是未来
explore.
来讲话呢，
Let me give you
玩
a
家
small
在
teaser.
玩
In
家
the
可以用
future,
这个
players
飞行
will
背
be
包，
able
然
to
后
use
呢在格拉
jetpacks
库
to
里面
fly
来讲
around
话
the
呢进
hangar.
行这个
This
Oh.
means you'll
所
be
以说
able to
很
reach
高
high
的地方来讲话，
places
未来
that
That's
are
real cool.
currently
都是玩家可以
inaccessible.
通过飞行背包去的地方，然后呢，你也可以带你的好朋友来讲话去做
You
你
can
的
also
展
bring
示
your
和
friends
参观
along to showcase and explore your
Oh,
hangar
no,
together.
So the fact that they later want this to be a multiplayer like space for you and your friends, that's real cool.
这边呢。
We're back here again.
那大家可以慢慢的去探索一
Take
下
your
我们
time
的
to
这个格
explore
拉库
our
那
hangar.
对应出了格拉库之后，就是我们的
After
这
leaving the
个
hangar,
这个生活
you'll
区了。
find yourself
这
in the
边生活
living
区来讲
quarters.
话，当然有
In this living area, of
人工食
course, we have a
堂。
cafeteria.
对，
Yes.
Again, to
然
socialize.
后
Actually, all of these features will be interactive, but for now, this version hasn't unlocked them yet, so there's no need to worry about interactions. This time, we've added a lot of interactive content. For example, in the future, even the chairs will be functional. We've arrived on the second floor.
Functional chairs, baby.
Of rooms. All of the TV screens here will broadcast content in real time. In the future, player rankings will also be displayed on these screens. This means you can even appear in someone else's hangar.
That's
You
really
want to
cool.
show up in someone else's hangar? As long as you make it onto the leaderboard, it's possible.
That's
So
really cool.
everything here will be interactive. For example, you can open and close cabinet doors.
You can take a dump. There's a function, just go and take a dump.
包括像这个洗澡，对，之前没有
Or you can shower.
有水了，对，还好还挺模糊的，对。好，洗完澡之后也爽了哈，那我就继续再带大
After a
家
nice shower, feeling refreshed,
去
let's
逛一下。
continue
那这个房间里
exploring.
面呢还充满了
This
很
room
多
is
小的秘密。
actually
那
filled
我
with
给大家
lots of little
操作一
secrets.
下这个
Let me
使
show
用
you
终
how
端。
to use
这
this
终端打开
terminal.
之后呢，
Once the terminal is activated, it's divided into several sections. First, let's talk about the combat log. If players skip the prologue, they can use the combat log to relive key missions,
They have to relive
such as
it?
the orbital space defense battle and the Moshmok rescue operation. I won't click it now because once you click, it goes straight into the mission.
That's really cool.
The key historical story progress is also recorded here. In the future, as players collect more pilots, their stories will also be displayed here. And then there's the contacts, which is basically your friend list.
That's really
Look at my
cool.
friends. What kind of people do I have on my list, right? The combat log isn't open yet, so entering the password won't do anything. It's not available for now.
然后我们有一些这个关于世界观介绍的
We
一
also
些
have
新
some
闻，
key news introducing the world's backstory,
截图的照片全部都会出现在
as
这。
well as screenshots and photos of different mecha paint jobs, all
Oh
of which
my
will
God.
appear
所以说
here.
大家可以看到，
You
哎，
can see.
That's
还有
real
这些
cool.
地
That's
方
real
啊
dope.
这个地方就先不
Are
给大
there
家
more
Somebody's
secrets?
exercising?
给大家介绍
I
一下。
There's a
won't show you
gym?
those areas today.
There's a
We'll
gym?
save them for next time. Those areas are
好的，
incredibly
这个
interactive.
是玩家的个人终端。
This is the
对
personal
那
terminal for
我看
players.
看哈，
Now, let me take
接
a
着来
look.
讲话，还有一个非常
There's
非常
another
有意思的
very
和
interesting and
很重要的
important
功能
feature
来讲
I'd
话，
like to share with you.
可以跟大家讲，就再说一下吧。其实格拉库我们增加了很多
Actually,
层，
we've added
那
multiple
大家可以
levels
继
to the
续
hangar,
往上
Oh,
走，
that's
and players
cool.
can
能走
continue
4
to
层。这一
explore
层来讲
upwards.
话
Oh,
For a
there's a
total of 4
museum?
floors. This floor, for example, is where the GM V is
机会跟大家来
stationed.
讲话去
But
逛
I'll save
大家
that
可以
for
看到
another
每
time.
一
Next
每一
time,
层的小地
I'll
图来
take you
讲
on
话
a
都
tour
不
of
一
it.
样，所以说
As you can see,
通过小地图
each
你可以
floor
看到
has
这
a
里面的
unique
空间
mini
非
map,
常的
so you can
非
tell
常的
the
大
spaces here
对
are
大
incredibly
家走呀
large. All right, let me walk around a bit and show you some of the details.
You
just a
can
little
sit
for
down.
未来
You
这些
can
点
sit
会越来
here.
越多，对，
And in the future, there will be more and more points like this to explore.
包括了像我带大家来讲话去走一下，对，
Let's take a quick
稍微
walk
瞄一下
around.
啊，哎，
Just
这
a
是
quick
啥？
peek for now.
哎，
Oh my god.
What's this?
下次
Should
带
we
大
keep
家来
going?
讲话仔细的
I'll
去
save a detailed
仔细的去
introduction
介
for
绍一
next
下。
time.
对，洗手间来讲话也是
Even
都
the
是可以交
restrooms
互
here
的。
are fully interactive, by the way.
People like that kind of
哎，
stuff.
这个不是刚刚看到的空间吗？不带大家走了。
Isn't
这
this
个
the area we just explored? Okay, I won't take you any further.
非常的大，它是
It's incredibly spacious. This is your base, complete with areas like the Crystal Research Lab.
我们为什么
There's
做这个？
so much packed into
首
the
先来讲
space,
是
and you might
是
wonder,
因为这
why
里
did we
面你
create
也知道，对
this?
战游戏来讲的话
Well,
是没有办法表
primarily
达世界观
because,
的。
as you
对
know,
实际
competitive
上来讲
games
话，我们
often
是通
struggle
过格
to
拉库里
convey a
面的这
worldview.
种碎片性
What
的
we
叙
wanted to
事
do here
和
is
点
use
点
the
滴滴
hangar
去
to
表达我们的
express
世
our
界观。所以说
worldview
格
through
拉库里面你
fragmented
只要真
storytelling
正的翻
and the
可以翻
little
出我们
details
很多
scattered
关于世
throughout.
界观的东西。
Okay.
If you
所
explore
以
the
说
hangar
敬请大家来讲
carefully,
哈，期待，
you'll
特
discover
别
a
是几个
lot of
实验室里
information
面来讲
about
会
the
有
world's
很
lore.
隐藏了
We
大
hope
量
you're
的
looking
信息，
forward
好吧
to it,
那到
especially the labs, which hide a wealth
差不
of
多到最
secrets
后了，
and
我跟大家来
information.
讲话去
All right,
介
stay
绍
tuned.
一下
We're almost at the
一个特
end,
殊的功能，
so let me introduce a
就是
special
按
feature
P，
to
大家可以看
everyone.
到刚刚
Press P,
哎
and you'll see.
哎
Wait.
哎，这个姿势是不是很熟悉？
Doesn't
怎
this
么做
pose
到
look
的？
familiar? How
就
do you
差
do
点
it?
血了，对吧？只要来点
Just
血，
missing a
大
bit
家
of
就懂
blood,
的。
right?
对，所以说
As soon as you add that blood, you'll know exactly what it
我拍了一
is.
张照。
So yeah, I'll
What they should have done is the Yamcha pose, to where he's at field position in a crater.
so
啊，
to
这
the
张照片来
photo.
讲话呢，
Here
大
it
家可以
is.
看到，
As you can see,
Oh,
this
okay.
one's getting deleted. It's not my room,
就会出现在我的房间里
but
面。
it
Anyway
would show
所
up
以
in
说
my room if it were. Anyway,
还是介绍回我的这个这些功
let's
能
get
吧。
back
对
to
这个
introducing
来讲
these
话，
features,
这不
shall
就
we?
简简单单的
Isn't this
拍照
just a
功能吗？
simple photo
没有什么
taking
好特别
feature?
的，对不对？
Nothing too
哎
special,
哎
right?
带大家来讲
Let me
看
show
一
you
下
something different.
一些特别的东西。
Okay,
首先来讲话
tell
呢，
me
就
more.
是这个 这个编辑。
First, let's talk about
编
editing.
辑你可以干什么？
You can
当
edit
下这个
What do you
pictures.
do
Okay.
with
这
it?
个点上来干嘛？
There are a
就是
lot of
你
points
可
on
以
your
在
Okay.
这个状态下，
For people who want to do photo editing within their game, who want to live in their game, this can be a forever game for people. So this will be pretty cool.
You can maintain the
有很帅
pose
的这
just
个
like
姿势
that.
来，我来
Let's
摆
say
一
you've
个。
got this cool
然
pose.
后我们
Let
可
me
以
strike
调
one
整更
for
多
you.
哈。
Then you can adjust it further. For instance, if you feel like, oh, I want this hand to go up a bit or down a bit, you can tweak it
你可以到
however
镜
you
头那
like.
边去看，
That's
然后
really
At this
呢
cool.
point, you
可
can
以
move the
去给它
camera to
拍
get
照
the perfect angle and then take a photo.
又形成一张新的照片。
Creating
当然
a
这个时候
brand
来
new
讲的话
shot.
你甚至可以调整出景深，
You can
Perfect
even
for
adjust the depth
thumbnail
of field
making.
to make
调
it
整
more
对应的摄像
dynamic.
机位置。
So you can
不一样
adjust the
你可以
camera
很好地
position
去，甚至
accordingly.
包括
You
开
can
启
even
灯光
add lighting
大量
effects,
的
apply a
滤镜
variety of
相
filters,
框大
frames,
量的
and
参
tweak
数
a ton of
去做。所以
parameters.
说，我们的拍照功能异常的强大。
That's
在
why
这
our
边来
photo
讲的话
mode
你
is
可以
exceptionally
DIY 出
powerful.
很多
Here,
很多东
you
西，
can
跟
control
你的
so
亲
many
朋好友一
things.
起
That's
去
really
摆
So
cool.
go ahead and strike some poses with your friends and family.
我们这边预存了几个吧。对，所以说
Exactly.
回过
We've
头来
also
来讲，大家可
prepared
以
a
看到
few pre-saved options for you.
比如我把
For
它保存。
example, take a look at this. Let's say I save this pose.
好，不同的 pose
Great.
都是我们自己捏出来的。
All
对
these different
当然我们也
poses
会
are
有一些
ones
预
we've
设的
created
pose。对
ourselves.
Hell
Of course,
yeah.
we also provide some preset poses for you to use.
OK，好吧，就大家慢慢去探索吧。
I'll
这个
leave it
是
to
我
you to
大家
explore
可以慢慢就
slowly.
是在
Take
格
your
拉库
time
里
to
面
play
慢慢
around
玩耍。
in the
对，
hangar
因
later.
为简单来讲，就
Basically,
是
with
配
your
合上你
outfit
的衣服
scenes
和
and the
你的
powerful
场景
pose editing
和
photo mode, you can
强
create
大
an
的
incredible amount of
pose
fun
的
and
拍
unique
照功能，
content.
基本上来讲的话，你可以
So
在
go
格拉
ahead
库
and
里面
enjoy
玩出非常
everything
非
the
常多的
hangar
东
has
西。
to
好
offer.
吧，那最后来讲的话，我就说最后最精
To
彩的
wrap
留到
things
最后了
up,。
那
I've saved the
有一
best
个
for last. There's a
1分
1 minute
30秒
30 second
的视频
video that'll only
我
play
只播
once,
一次
so make sure to watch
大家可以回
closely
头来讲
and,
话
if needed,
有
review
趣的
it
去看。
carefully later.
诶，我挡住它去路吗？对，好像是的。对。
Okay, thank you.
NPC 也可以交互的。很多 NPC 来
NPCs
讲
are
是带
also
有剧情和
interactive,
故事的。
and many of them have their own stories and plot lines.
那
Let me demonstrate this for you.
比如说，
So will that also mean that they get, if they give you side quests and you fulfill those side quests, you get more cosmetics?
简单的对话。
Let's start with
比如说
something
我们
simple,
CIC
like a
安可贝尔
conversation with our CIC on Cobel.
对
And here's
然后
another example.
诶
See
这里
this?
有一个对，其实这个机器人是可以
Actually,
交互
this
的，不过这
robot
个
is
版本还
also
没有。我可以跟它
interactive,
跳舞，
but
行吗？
not in this version yet. But
但是
believe it or
我会
not, I can dance
好
with it. Yes,
那说到最
trust
精
me,
彩的部
it
分
will
就来了，因
happen.
为太有
You can
I
意
got
思
dance.
了。
sidetracked again while talking about the most
彩蛋在
exciting
格拉库
part
里面
because
它不
there's
代表
just so much to
它不
cover.
单只有社交的场所，
Actually, the
可以
hangar
叙
is
事
filled with
代表
tons
我
of
们世
Easter
界观的
eggs.
叙事，
It's
也
not
给
just a
玩家来
place for
讲的话是
socializing.
可以自
It
己
also
去
represents
创
the
作自己
narrative
的
of our world.
剧情、
And
漫
for
画
players,
等等都
it's a
是可以
space
的。
where you can
未来来
create
讲
your
我们还
own
会增加
stories,
动作
whether
体
it's
系，也
making
许你可以在
comics
这儿
or
拍
even
短
more.
片的。
In
对
the future, we'll
好的，
also be adding
最后
a
的最后，
motion system.
我只播一
So
次，1
maybe
分
you'll even
30
be
秒。
able to shoot your own
听完
short
好不好？
films here.
Hell yeah.
Finally, I'll only play this sneak peek once.
好的，就是打开我
I should get a
陈旧的播放器。
Oh, oh, oh. Is this more the Mollymock or other, like, this is about other maps? That's really cool. Ooh. Oh? Earth get destroyed? Oh. Okay. Other maps, other mission types. Oh, that's super... A stage. New stages? Okay, cool. More... So this is like an introduction to other maps available to fight in. That's pretty cool. I like this. I know this one! Oh god, the Triceratop can enjoy this map so much. Ooh. Oh, new mech? Is this a new mech? Is this a new mech? This time with a sword instead of a lancer? I like that idea. I never liked the poking mechanic of the lancer, but like the give me a sword and we're good to go, baby. Sniff it off! Oh, this is so. Oh, that's so dope. Another new mecha, another healer. Ooh, this looks like a healer. Okay. Nope, never mind. Doesn't look like. It looks like it's more of a mid-range combatter. Oh, nice. The sling ring into the gunshot.
I'm
That's
sure
real cool.
everyone is still wanting more, but I'll only play it once, so make sure to rewatch the video later, okay? In it, we revealed some of our new scenes. You've probably
like those
already
mechs.
noticed the moon battles, underwater battles, and many other exciting new settings. At the same time, we've also revealed 2 new mechs. One is Stellaris, which you've been calling the blade-wielding mech in the comments.
Stellaris.
The other is Serenith, a support and resource type mech. I won't go into any more details
I
about
want to
it
play
today.
Stellaris.
So, mark your calendars on June 23rd. I'll give you a detailed breakdown of the new scenes, gameplay, maps, and bosses. For all the new content, I'll personally walk you through everything in detail. I'll demonstrate and introduce each mech, as well as the gameplay mechanics, lore, and all the other exciting aspects of the new maps. We'll cover it all, one step at a time. So for now, feel free to get hyped and have some fun with it, alright?
Okay.
Alright, let me check the comments again. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, there was a comment asking, why don't we make a first-person view? Well, here's the reason. With a third-person view, you get to see the map flipping and spinning, while your perspective remains stable. But have you ever thought about how much harder it actually is for a real pilot? Compared to playing the game, real piloting is far more challenging. When the mech is spinning, you're spinning too. So if I were to implement a first-person view for the Falcon's barrel roll maneuvers, you'd be rolling along with it. Honestly, I don't think many people can handle that. Someday, I'll make a video to show you. I'll take everyone to Wtphu, since there's an air show, as many of you know, and we'll visit the pilot training center. There, you can see what it really feels like to experience the huge rolls of a real fighter jet. Anyway, the key is that you don't forget to join my live stream on June 23rd.
I never followed through with that, regretfully, but I like that. Hold on, let me go back here. Let's remove that, but also, like, it's really good. Like, and let me see if they actually did do a live stream, because I missed out on that because I had other things in that I was dealing with. I had other things to deal with, so let me see. That was from oh wait, maybe here. Oh, they did cover it. The preview live stream was 11 hours of content. I don't have 11 hours to deal with. But this, but I guess they, oh my god, pre-launch global invitational. These are people just fighting alone in just the beta as it is. That's real dope. That's real dope. I'm real excited. I'm excited to play this game. I'm excited to fight you in this game. We're good to go. Alright, so that's the video. Thank you.